offense?
Definitely. Like you were saying, this playbook, it's one of a kind, and I love it. Being able to be so optional in everything that we do. And Coach Kelly, he always talks about how you'll see a cat crossing the road, but sometimes they don't think that well and they're kind of hesitant, and that's when bad things happen. So you gotta being able to take the play and go. And that was kind of my motto throughout spring ball, especially into fall camp. You got to learn all the plays through spring. That's when you kind of had your mistakes and stuff like that. But then, fall camp came around, and that's when you had to, get the play and go. So that was kind of my motto, and kind of took it from there.
Your dad said the family's coming out, so who's home with Crocky?
I don't know. Grandma and everybody's coming out, so he might be on his own. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but definitely need to lock up the other animals. So.
Do you think anybody will have the game on TV and he'll see you?
I hope so. No, there'll definitely be one family member that stays back and watches him back. But no, definitely super excited to have the family come out, and especially family back home too, being able to watch that.
The announcement that Ethan's starting, and obviously your roommates in the mix there, getting to play. I mean, did you have any conversations with Colin throughout camp? How he was thinking about the competition, or was he not thinking about it? Just off the field.
Definitely, and that was kind of one thing we talked about. Those dudes can't get down on themselves because every single one of them has worked throughout both the camps, both spring camp and fall camp. So whoever Coach Kelly puts in, kind of deserves it. And as you see, Saturday, all three of them are going in. So, it's kind of a, standing point to see who, might carry on the next couple of games from that point. But, just being able to talk to him and, kind of see, it's like, hey, you guys are all, letting it rip. They're running, stuff like that. I mean, they can do it all. So, that's kind of why we haven't really had a true, pick to see who it is. And everybody's still, getting the playbook to exact. So, being able to watch all three of them go out there and play, it's actually a really cool thing.
You've had kind of the close-up view of this entire competition. Does it feel right for it to be kind of playing out on the field in an actual game to see who's going to rise to the top?
Being a football player, you kind of look at things. I would say people on the outside would be like, man, 3 quarterbacks going into one game is one of the craziest things I've heard. But, if you look at it from a player standpoint, all these dudes have put in so much work, and you can see that each one of them has their own ability to do something, and they're they all know the playbook, stuff like that. But being able to watch them all compete together, there's no doubt in your mind as a player that all three of them shouldn't be out there playing. So we're just going to kind of see, like you guys were saying, how the games play on, and kind of see who goes from there.
What's just been like the general vibe of practice this week?
Everybody's excited. Everybody's kind of hitting a little bit more when we shouldn't be able to, but coming out here, it's game week, like everybody was saying, Rose Bowl, it's a different atmosphere for me, so I'm super jacked up, especially coming in, kind of first year guy, watching, all the team, just the way we practice too. It's fast. Everything's so fast, and you've been practicing. I remember all in the summertime, you were running, sweating. You didn't know why you were out here really, but it's all come down to this week, and so to get that that first win.
What do you think we'll see from the running backs on Saturday?
It's definitely going to be a little bit of everything. So definitely try to get the most reps we can for all guys, and kind of get rotation going, stuff like that, keeping us fresh. That was another big thing as well. Kind of seeing where everybody fits in and stuff like that. So.
Chip was saying how he doesn't subscribe to like the gamer concept, but have you ever found yourself doing something like unexpected in a game, or something you didn't think you were capable of?
I would say there's been times that's happened like that, and I feel like everybody kind of gets that when one shot where they kind of do something that they didn't really expect them to do. But I take to heart a real big thing that Coach Kelly says. You don't rise to the occasion on a game day. You kind of sink to your level of training. So if you're going to have a bad week of training, you're going to sink to that level of competition on Saturday, and your opponent might be better than that competition. So if you're grinding all week, playing, hard, fast, physical, having a great, kind of rising occasion through practice, and that's kind of what's going to, amount to the game.
7:30 kickoff. So do you have like a evening game schedule? Do you nap during the day?
Well, the time difference kind of threw me off a little bit when I came here, but I think I'm good now. That was kind of my one big thing. Try not to, try to make sure you get your full 8-9 hours on game or night before the game. And man, after that first wake up, there's no going back to sleep. You're up, jittery and stuff like that, getting ready to go. So.
As someone who came from a smaller program, is it maybe easier for you to keep the focus, the intensity up for an opponent that maybe isn't as nationally known as, you know, a UCLA brand or something like that?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And, you know, honestly, for me, you know, just like last year, you know, we played some bigger schools and stuff like that. You know, for me personally, it's kind of that one game mentality. You know, you kind of don't look to the next games. You gotta win this first game, you know, win that first opponent. So whoever it may be we line up against, you know, they've been training all summer too, stuff like that. So you gotta, you know, kind of take that into a factor and realize, you know what, these guys have been grinding out too, and we're gonna see who shows up Saturday. So.
What have you seen out of Coastal Carolina's defense?
You know, there's some good dudes. They got some new transfers too. They're going to be playing too, but you know, that front line is kind of their big spot, and their linebackers as well. And you know, everybody in that secondary, you know, tackles good as well. So you just got to make sure we are making the right reads, stuff like that on blitzes and coverages, and make sure, you know, we're making guys miss and running hard. So
Thank you.
thank you guys. I appreciate it.